Sexy Times.
Welcome to Sexy Times. I'm Abe Plowman, and we've got a hell of a show for you tonight. We've got Bill Beataboaroah. He's the government aide that is putting up the picture, setting up the new addendum behind the addition to BC's advanced driver's license. Also, we've got Brad Moore. He's the man behind the voice of radio and the man behind you in the checkout aisle. But first, we go to Nelson, BC, where a house burnt down in Fairview. Last week, firefighters responded in the mid-mornings to a house fire, where a blaze enveloped the house and threatened others. Explosions were seen and heard from the house, which prompted an evacuation of the nearby students' residence. The fire is still under investigation, but they're not ruling out what happened in New Bedford, Massachusetts, where a homeowner attempted to clean the ice and snow off his back porch with a 20-pound propane tiger torch, which somehow caused the vinyl siding on the house to catch fire and burn the entire upstairs of his home. After fire crews controlled the blaze, the damage was estimated at over $30,000. I mean, how crazy do you have to be to clear ice and snow with a tiger torch? Well, not as crazy as Swedish police are to now suspect a moose in a murder. A husband was arrested and held for 10 days after police discovered that his wife was apparently killed in the forest surrounding their home. When forensic evidence came back, the police later cleared the man of all charges and went on a wild moose hunt because the forensic evidence showed positive for moose hair and saliva. Later that day, Rocky and Bullwinker were taken into custody and questioned on their whereabouts. Continuing on the hairline of sanity, police have broken the super elite Olympic ecstasy pill ring in Vancouver. Over 100,000 pills were confiscated last week that had the Olympic symbol etched on the side of the pill. Now, who do you ask would want to take this incredibly stylish and trendy e-pill? Well, not to put ideas in your head, but our very own premier, his last trendy Twitter from the Copenhagen Climate Conference, he stated this today: "Wood floors are great." We should have like way more of that in Canada. A country of forests. Yeah, I have no idea where people are taking these pills. We'll be right back. Welcome back. And in our seriously sexy segment, we've got Bill Beataboaroah. He's the man behind the new addition to BC's enhanced driver's license, as there will be a new addendum added in 2012 that will require you to apply for the Foul Animal Registry and Tobacco Smoking Act 2.3, or as they're calling it in government, farts. Bill, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Excellent. So tell me a little bit about farts.
Well, they're socially not really acceptable. You know, I don't recommend, you know, a job interview, let's say you're making out with a lady friend, you know, it's just kind of embarrassing. There's not really any appropriate place to fart, so I don't know.
Or now, Bill, what I'm talking about is not farting, farts. The Act 2.3.
Ah, yes, 2.3, the big 2.3, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that number 2.3, obviously there's been quite a few acts before it, you know, 2.3, so...
No, this is actually the first time it's passed through the House, but, you know, when you're working in government, you have to look busy and show some work, you know.
Justify your job?
Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
So the 2.3, this is the first one, and...
Yeah, well, we
it sounds like you've been working on it a while.
Yeah, well, we figured it would sound like we'd done a lot of work on it, and you know, we have. It's been most of the week.
Okay, well, how does chickens, like foul animals, chickens, and smoking come together?
Well, with alarming regularity, Abe.
Really?
Have you ever tried smoked chicken?
Yes. I haven't tried to smoke a chicken myself, but I really like the flavor with maple and honey in that smoked container. It smells and tastes just incredible.
No. I'm talking about a living chicken. You put it to your lips and light it on fire, and you take a couple of good hauls on it.
A live chicken.
That's correct. Yeah.
Don't the feathers get in the way?
Well, they do smell when they burn.
This is a problem.
It is, in fact, we have an epidemic of young chickens taking up smoking. There was a report just this week released by the Gomer Institute saying that 1 in 3 chicks takes up smoking by the time they're finished puberty.
Chickens that are smoking.
Yes, we're facing a rising tide of NCFs, and we hope that this bill will bring the industry into line.
NCFs?
Yes, non-professional chicken farming. And the non-professional chicken farmers actually, they haven't been trained. They don't know how to spot the early warning signs that a chicken may be taking up smoking.
Really?
Yeah.
So I take it you probably have some personal experience with the NCFs?
Yes, actually, when I was still, at NCF, before I got through my training, I remember many difficult experiences. On one occasion, for instance, I planted bird seed, I watered it, and, I didn't have any luck getting any birds. Yeah, I didn't have enough chicks, actually, during that whole time.
From the ground.
Correct, yeah.
Right. So I take it the training helps?
Yes.
This?
It sets out the correct time of the year and soil composition for planting birdseed.
And getting chickens.
Correct.
Right.
Out of the ground. Yeah.
So, is there any other training that's available?
Well, yes. As I was mentioning, the training goes into how to spot the early warning signs that chicks may be taking up smoking. They may be hanging around with unsavory grouse in the local pheasantry.
You mean like chickens have gone wild?
Yes, we start seeing videos and parties all night, general farm misconduct. It's got to come to a stop somewhere, and I think this bill is the first step.
Really?
Yes.
And does it affect anybody else other than the chickens? Or is
yes, we see pigs getting the flu, cows go mad. It's haywire.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, well, on that note, Bill, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Anytime. Woo! Yeah.